Please welcome your fellow walker, Elise Tedeschi.
Good morning! It's really hot out here. I am so incredibly honored to be here speaking amongst so many heroes out there. It's truly amazing. I should move this down. It's truly amazing, I'm sorry, how your life can okay. Sorry. It's truly amazing how your life can change in an instant. And that's exactly what happened to me. In January of 2012, I got life-changing news. After 6+ months of getting misdiagnosed, I finally got some answers. I was diagnosed with inoperable stage 4 locally advanced pancreatic cancer. And so, as you can imagine, I was in complete shock. And I was told that most people in my condition didn't survive more than 9 months. And like anyone else getting this pancreatic cancer diagnosis, I was in disbelief. I was in such disbelief that I couldn't even tell anyone for a moment. I couldn't even speak. And I just remember thinking that this wasn't a short-term thing. This wasn't something that in a couple weeks it would be gone. It was something that was going to be totally life-changing for me. And there was so much uncertainty, and there was a big possibility that I wasn't going to see my boys graduate from elementary school. And that was the reality that I just refused to allow to happen. This is one of my sons here. But on day 2, I decided to fight, and there was just no other option. I felt this huge rush of adrenaline, the kind that allows you to take on a challenge that you would never even imagine that you would ever face. And I knew right then and there that there was no way I was leaving my boys. My other son is down here. And there was no way that anyone else was marrying my husband. So, as I began this journey, I found that it was a gift in a really strange package. As I opened my eyes and my heart, I saw how amazing, how kind, and just how beautiful people are. Just truly like all of you. There were people that, you know, it was family, and it was also even complete strangers that would bring us a meal. And somehow, what was so horrible, I was just filled with so much joy. I would say, how is it possible? How is it possible that I can be this happy with this crazy ailment that I have? And truly, what could have been the worst and last year of my life was the most amazing year of my life. So I learned a lot. I learned that every single day and every moment is so incredibly precious. At the end of the day, all of us, we have no idea when we're going to take our last breath. So don't waste time on things that really don't matter. I learned that we choose the day. We choose to be happy, or we choose not to. And I learned that I didn't choose to get this cancer, but I certainly can choose my attitude. And I chose to be super positive. Woo! I learned that every day you have to truly live your life to the fullest. Whether you're going through cancer or not, still live your life. I learned that my kids were pretty amazing. They were compassionate, and they were pretty funny too. So when the time came that I lost all my hair and I was completely bald, I asked my kids, so what do you think? And my younger son, here Ryan, said, Mommy, I think that you look beautiful with or without hair. Sweet boy, huh? My older son, he said, well, I think you look pretty good, but I think Daddy looks better bald than you. Gotta love the honesty. I learned that sickness and health were vows that my husband took seriously, and he stood with me every single step of the way. I learned that reading pancreatic cancer statistics, just reading them, is really just stupid, because they're just completely depressing, and you know what? Just don't even read them. You're a statistic of 1. I learned that it's really okay to question your doctors and always get a second, third, or fourth opinion. Just find that doctor willing to fight for you. I think there's so many doctors that stay on that mode of statistics and don't think about the individual person. I learned that having a medical advocate is a true gift. And for me, my sister was that. I concentrated on fighting, she concentrated on my next steps. And I definitely learned this. I learned that I'm really not so good about asking for help. So those of you out there that are supporting someone's, don't ask, just help. And probably the biggest thing I learned was that I learned that my faith played a huge role in my healing, and I knew that God had a plan for me. He had the perfect plan for me. So after I completed 12 rounds of FOLFIRINOX chemo and 25 rounds of radiation along with a 5FU chemo pump, after I finished all that, my doctors told me that I had to take a month off of everything. And quite honestly, it was the hardest month because I felt like I wasn't fighting anything. I wasn't doing chemo, and I was like, are you sure you don't want me to do some more chemo? Because I got this. And he was like, no, you have to be off of everything. And, you know, that month actually became a little bit harder because I lost a really good friend of mine, Tara, who lost her life to cancer. And she left behind a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old and a really great husband. And all I could do was think, oh my gosh, that could be me. I cried for days, and my husband kept saying to me, Elise, you gotta snap out of this. And I would tell him, I'm just in a really bad place. And it was truly, this was the first time in my entire journey that I cried like this, and you know, really from the beginning. And so that night, I just cried and I prayed and I cried and I prayed, and until I fell asleep. And so the next morning when I woke up, I just felt this sense of relief, this sense of like this burden had been just completely lifted off of me. And I looked at my husband and I said, I'm okay. And I said, you know, I had really good dreams, but I'm okay. I know I'm okay. And then the next thing I said was, I don't think I have cancer anymore. And he looked at me and I'm like, I know, I just said those words. So 2 weeks later, I go back for scans, and my doctor gives me the usual, how you doing? And I usually ask him back, how am I doing? And so I said, well, you know, I feel really good. And he said, well, Elise, you should. Because you have no active cancer in your body. And my PET scan was like, nothing lit up in my PET scan. So I want to tell you this, that all of you that are fighting this or love someone that's fighting this, I will tell you there is definitely hope. So as of today, I've been in full remission for 2 years, 1 month, and 11 days. But who's counting? Thank you so much. And let's just keep up, keep your hope, keep fighting, and let's win this battle. Thank you.